Hello,
Hello.
and welcome to Fruit Salad. What's today's mix? I'm Gio,
And I'm Tabby.
where one of us always tells the truth and one of us always lies.
Really?
Yeah.
We want to thank you so much for joining us on this podcast episode. We're happy to have you join us, and we hope you enjoy burning your time with us today.
Yes, indeed.
Absolutely.
So, how was your week so far? What's been going on?
Well, it's surprisingly less busy than last week.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, I was waiting on a link to finish my last courses. 'Cause there are some
Mm-hmm.
technological hiccups that erased my previous work from a couple months ago.
Oh,
Uh,
no.
yeah. Otherwise, just been, chugging along, playing Final
It
Fantasy.
hasn't been like too much trouble to redo all of that, has it?
No, I'm already finished with one of them. I just have to do the next
Oh,
one.
well, that's good. That's good. I would hate for it to have to set you back like an entire semester. That would be a nightmare.
No, yeah, it's one of those things that like I already did the work previously a couple months ago, so I'm just like, oh yeah, right, doing the little refresher reviews and then taking the quizzes again.
Oh, well, that's good. That's good. Whenever you told me that your stuff was just kaput, I was like, oh my God, I'd be freaking out.
Yeah. I think last quarter broke me. Honestly, I don't think I'm gonna freak out about anything that happens anymore. I didn't get my
Oh my goodness.
books. Remember, I didn't get my books until like 2 weeks before the quarter was over.
Yeah, you were a hot mess.
Yep.
You were a hot mess. I
Yes,
mean,
it was.
every other day you were freaking out. It's
Hey,
like another
man.
fire I had to put out.
For sure. I'm so sorry about that, but thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. It's my pleasure. It's what I do. It's what I'm here for.
My panda.
Oh no. All right. So
What about you? What about your
oh
week?
yeah, my week. That's my week.
Uh-huh.
Uh Nothing really goes on like down here for me. It's all monotonous. It's just up, work, home, TV, bed.
Oh,
Same thing every day. So
I
yeah.
mean, that's fair, but
Yeah, but it's just
I mean, did you
like if somebody asked me like what'd you do yesterday? I was like, I didn't do anything.
did you see any like cool animals or cool flowers or I mean, anything can
I
be cool.
I don't like going outside. Outside is gross.
That's right. You don't like
Outside
the
is
outside.
where all the bugs are, where all the nature is, where the sunlight is, and all the grass and life and laughter and happiness. No, no, screw that. I hate outside. I hate nature. I like being in my bubble.
Oh my
Leave me
gosh.
alone.
Meanwhile, I'm over here trying to figure out, when is going to be the best time for me to go camping? And then realizing, where's my tent?
Ew, camping is gross.
I
I hate.
love camping.
No, no. I
Eh,
think I think the only memorable time I've ever had camping was it was when me and my dad and my brother we were going camping. We went somewhere. I can't remember where. And I do remember that we had left the campsite for like a little bit. I can't remember what we were going to do. I think we were going to go try fishing. So we went and then we came back and the entire campsite was like overrun by squirrels. It was
Squirrels.
so weird. They were everywhere.
That's, that's
Uh,
actually kind of terrifying.
I mean, I thought it was funny. They were eating all our stuff. Like, hey, you got here.
Oh my
But yeah,
gosh.
that's really all I remember. Oh, and our stupid asses, we pitched our tent like on a slant.
Yeah.
So it was just really weird. My
Hmm.
family doesn't really camp. We don't do the whole Nate. No, 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 no.
Well, I mean, to be fair, like, it's hot where you are. Like, oof. It's way
Yeah,
easier to stay warm than it is to stay cool.
it's always hot, muggy, and nasty, and ew. I hate outside. Nature's gross. I'm sorry.
Oh man, but like I can understand it geographically. Like I feel like if you had spent time up here,
No,
you would feel
no.
less about that.
See, that's the same kind of logic that my husband tried to use on me with like um his red beans and rice. I don't eat red beans and rice. I was born in Louisiana, and I don't eat red beans and rice. So everybody's freaked out about that. That's going to be a thing now. And he's always like, "Well, you haven't tried my red beans and rice." And I'm like, "I'm going to have to break this boy's heart." So he makes it and he gives it to me. And lo and behold, surprise, surprise, I still don't like it. So when I tell you I don't like nature, that could be anywhere.
Okay, that's fair.
even even if I'm up there with perfect weather and I don't know, the deers are frolicking with the wolves and everything's happy and sunshine. You sit me in a campsite and I'm still gonna be pissed off that I'm outside.
I just see you
Like, what are you
pouting.
doing? Why are you not happy? It's outside. It feels great. It's not muggy and it's a perfect temperature. I was like, bitch, I'm still outside.
You
I
poor
told you
thing.
I hate nature. Doesn't matter where I'm at.
You poor thing.
I know. I know. Just gotta, yeah, I don't do nature at all.
That's fair. Oh, oh man.
Awkward.
Well, on that topic, on great things to do while you stay inside and avoid nature.
I hate nature. What has nature ever done for
Movies.
me?
Without nature, we wouldn't have amazing backdrops for today's for today's topic, you know.
What is today's topic?
Movies.
Really?
Yeah.
We get to talk about our movies.
We get to talk about movies, which I think is
About the
just fun.
movies.
Awesome
I
movies.
think it is too, because like we got like 10 million topics to go over.
Oh, hell
So
yeah.
we will start off with genre. What is your favorite movie genre? Panda, go.
Supernatural, thriller, or horror.
Huh. I would have
Uh,
thought I would have thought sci-fi.
really? No, like, second to that would be, like, disaster movies, like 2012, Day After Tomorrow, that kind of stuff. Um,
I wouldn't wait. Oh, day after tomorrow. For some reason, I was thinking of like 28 days later.
also a
It was
great movie.
it was okay. It was okay. Well, my favorite genre, I don't really have a favorite genre because I like my movies and my shows and my games the same exact way. I am extremely picky about what I watch, what I play, what I feed into my tiny, tiny little brain. I I am extremely picky,
That's fair.
and if it does not look anything interesting to me, I won't give it any time. And I know I missed out probably like on a lot of great things,
Yeah.
but at the same time, it's like it's just not my thing.
Yeah,
But if I
that's
had to
fair.
pick something, yeah, if I had to pick something, I would prefer movies that either disturb me or movies that really make me think. Yeah,
I
I mean
like,
that's what
yeah.
category would you put that at?
Well, movies that really make you think, I think, is a fair category. While it's not like a, official genre, I think a lot of people
Yeah.
would agree that there is only a certain percentage of movies that fit in that category. So
Oh yeah.
I think it's fair.
I like movies that make me question what I just saw.
Yeah, yeah, I like
like
movies like that too.
like Eraserhead is which is one of my favorite movies. Is a movie that once it was over, I just sat there like, what the hell did I just watch? And I had to sit there and think about it and go over every little thing in my head. I had to go online and read like synopsises from 10 different places and piece it all together. Like, oh, I know what this is about now. This is great. But yeah, so what is your favorite? I know you got more than one. It's okay to have more than one. What are your favorite movies?
Oh, um, so I'm gonna kind of cheat here a little bit. Like the entire Lord of the Ring franchise counts as one.
Yeah, yeah, we'll just say Lord of the Rings. Yeah, that's good. That's
Yeah,
good.
Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter. Um, those are the big two that I don't think I can say. Like I can't not say.
Yeah.
Um, Otherwise, the ones I can think of immediately off the top of my head would be like Cloud Atlas was one I really enjoy every time I watch it. Um, which fantastic movie if you haven't seen it.
I've never even heard of it.
Cloud Atlas? Really?
Yeah. Is it like an airplane movie or something?
No, it's
Oh,
you would really like it based off of like how you write and
don't you
how we
tell me
write.
what I don't like. Don't you tell me what I would like.
It's about
You don't
like
you don't know me.
past and present or like parallel universes and like souls, and it's pretty cool.
Sounds like it would be about planes though.
I mean, that's
Cloud
fair.
Atlas.
And then like on the spookier side of things, Dark Skies, which is kind of hilarious. Like both of those have very similar like feels to the name.
That also sounds like an airplane movie.
That one is an alien movie.
Ooh,
Yeah.
aliens.
Aliens? What about you?
Aliens. Oh, I'm all over the place.
That's okay.
My favorite movies, one of my favorite movies of all time is definitely Mary and Max. The first time I saw that movie, I fell in love with it. Another one is, I don't know how to pronounce it, if it's Salo or Salo, but Salo or the 120 Days of Sodom. I love that movie, as disturbing as it is. Eraserhead, as I previously said,
Hmm.
and a little old film called Goodfellas.
Oh my
I
gosh,
love
Goodfellas.
Goodfellas.
Like, okay, I'd be remiss without mentioning the Godfather trilogy. I watched those with my stepdad and ugh, loved those
Well,
movies.
as much as I hate to admit it, I've only seen the first Godfather, but there's a theater like in the next city over
Uh-huh.
that every once in a while they'll play old movies.
Uh-huh.
So I've been holding off because they were going to play Godfather 2. And I
Ooh.
wanted to see I know, I was like I want to see it on the big screen. It's like I'm not going to watch this. And then when the day came, I pre-ordered our tickets and everything. My husband got sick. So I
Oh
was
no.
like, damn it. I still haven't watched it. I'm still I'm not salty over the fact that he got sick. I'm like, I don't even want to watch it now.
Oh, you poor thing,
I
you
didn't
should.
think.
You should.
I know I should. It's like considered a masterpiece. I know, but I've somehow managed to get this far in my life without having it spoiled for me.
Wow, that's
Yeah, I know.
impressive.
I know, right? So I'm gonna keep avoiding it for now until I, stop being salty.
That's fair.
And so that's my picks.
Nice. Well,
I mean,
so like
I didn't
oh,
go through like my entire like I wanted to go through my like movie selection and be like, oh, I didn't think of this one, but off the top of my head, these are the ones that I picked.
oh, I will admit I opened up my, cabinets and drawers and I was looking at my collection. I'm going, I know there's
You
stuff
need a
in here.
refresher.
I need a
Yeah,
refresher because I haven't played anything off of my, DVDs in a while.
I know, right?
um, but like I feel there are so many more movies besides those that I would in an instant, depending on my mood, say is my favorite movie. And I think that's why we broke movies down into so many genres.
Yes, yes,
So
because like we have to go over the genres and pick what we think are, in our opinions, the best of the best.
yeah,
And because like if we just say what's your favorite movie, it's like, well, what category? Because there's like 10 million movies.
exactly.
I love all the movies. I love them all.
I know as we were working through this week, and it was that whole thing earlier today where I'm going, maybe we need to add this category. Well, what
Yeah,
about this category?
like whenever I was working up our little outlines, I actually had to go to Google. It's like movie genres just to make sure I didn't miss anything.
Yeah,
And I know I missed things. Like I'm not gonna put in like what our favorite westerns are or
I almost added
documentaries.
that.
Well, if you did, I wouldn't have cared.
I just stuck mine into like action.
Oh, good old action. Uh,
Uh,
like there's like all kinds of film categories, but I stuck with
exactly.
the ones that most people are familiar with.
Right.
So let's start things off family friendly. What is your favorite? Well, it technically doesn't have to be family friendly. People are crazy. But animated movie, it could be an adult animated film. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not talking about the prawn. I'm not talking about the prawn.
I don't
Um
even know what that is, so all right.
it it's PRON. Switch the two middle letters around.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, so I
Right?
don't bleep, so I don't get bleeped. So I'm not
That's
talking
okay.
about the triple X like adult animated. I'm talking like more for grown ups kind of
Right.
thing.
Right.
So what's your favorite adult or children's animated movie?
Uh,
Movies. You can have more
mine
than one.
mine could all be for kids. They're all fair. Um, Inside Out is one that's more recent.
Hmm.
I love that movie so much.
Oh, I remember you. I remember you talking about it, and you'd send me
um,
clips and stuff.
yeah. Nightmare Before Christmas. Anything
Oh,
Tim
that is a good
Burton,
one.
to be honest.
Oh, man's a genius.
Yeah,
He's
absolutely.
like an emo genius.
One from my childhood, The Last Unicorn.
Oh my god.
I know.
That's actually on my list.
Oh, that's so fantastic.
I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you. I'm going to interrupt you here.
Yeah, do
I'm pretty sure I drove my parents insane with that movie because every weekend we'd go to movie gallery. And they're like, all right, you can go pick you out a movie. And I'm pretty sure every time they see me grab The Last Unicorn, their stomach just probably hit the floor.
I'm
Like,
like,
oh
oh,
God,
no.
another weekend with this bullshit.
I mean, at least the movie was a masterpiece, so.
It is. I love it. I love it so much. I would play it all the time. Surprisingly, as much as maybe I was about to say that as much as I watched it, I'm surprised I never owned it.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure they didn't want to get it for me
Oh, they
because
never
they'd
would
never
buy
hear
it.
the end of it.
Oh my god, they probably spent like over $100 if you think about it on that movie all the times they like rented
They're
it.
like, no, we're not gonna get this for her. We've heard enough of it. She won't. We're gonna have to end up breaking it, and we're gonna have to traumatize this child. But oh, I was obsessed with that movie when I was a
It
child.
was
Like
good.
I was either watching it, obsessing over it, or I was obsessing over it when I didn't have it. Like my brother would pick on me. He would like, "Hey, I saw the Red Bull outside." I'm like, "No, gotta save the
Oh
unicorns."
my god, you're precious.
And he would make fun of me for it, and I'd be like, "I could see unicorns in the clouds." And I was like,
Oh.
unicorn posters all over my room.
Yeah, I had unicorn figurines
Ugh, God, my niece
and
loves
posters.
unicorns now too. So I'm like, yes.
Oh, my little sister
let
loves
me show
unicorns.
Let me show you a movie, princess.
Oh my god, that's so traumatizing though. But it's so good.
Oh, so what? Let's keep going.
Okay.
What other animated movies do you love?
All of the Disney movies that came out of the 90s, and honestly most of the Disney movies that still come out.
So
Um
you like the Disney Renaissance era, like with the Little Mermaid and Aladdin, Lion King,
Panda, I
right?
know every song to every single one of those videos. I'm not even kidding. You name a song, I could sing it right now.
Okay, I'm going to tell you. When I was a kid, I was obsessed with the Little Mermaid too. Like I was so obsessed. My mother told me like, yeah, you didn't even want to be called Jennifer, like your name anymore, which I might as well go and say it's Jennifer. You didn't even want to be called Jennifer anymore. Like you told everybody to call you Ariel. You
Oh,
just be
that's
in the bathtub,
precious.
be in the bathtub pretending you're a mermaid. Like I'm Ariel. You wouldn't answer to your names. Like my name's Ariel now. I had to be sassy about it.
Oh my gosh, you're precious.
I was a retarded kid. Okay? I was out there
Well,
chasing the Red Bull and pretending I was a mermaid flopping around in the bathtub.
apparently when I was very young, my favorite movie was The Aristocats. And I would walk around like those geese, shaking the badonkadonk.
Oh,
And
Lord.
I would go, I'm a lady all the time.
Are you? Oh my God.
Yeah.
No. You
Yeah, it's
stop.
so embarrassing.
So while
I
you're outside, shaking your little buns, and here I just flop right next to you. I'm mermaid.
I need to draw this.
Yes, please. Yes, I'm mermaid.
Oh my
I'm
god.
a lady.
So good.
Okay. What other animated movies do you love?
Final Fantasy Advent Children.
Advent. You know what?
It's animated.
It's yeah, it is. It counts. But it's strange that you've never played Seven. You didn't know much about Seven, and you love Advent Children.
Oh, it's so good.
I'm gonna have to
All
sit you
of
down one day, and we're gonna have Final Fantasy 7 101, and I'm gonna have to walk you through everything.
the only thing I knew about Final Fantasy before I came to 14 was from Kingdom Hearts. Which is so sad.
That is sad because you got so much misdirection.
I did. But I knew the
I
characters.
basically have to tear down everything that you know
Yeah.
and rebuild it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, for one thing, Squall's name is not Leon. I'm sorry.
Oh,
It's
my
not
heart.
Leon.
My
His name
heart.
is Squall. His last name is Leon Hart. So
Why
that's
did
where
they
the
do
Leon comes
that?
from.
That's so rude.
Well, I don't ask Namora. Namora's crazy. He's a mad scientist over there. I don't know what he's doing.
What
I don't
about
even think I don't even think he knows what he's doing over there anymore. He's just like,
fantastic?
I'm here. Let's just see what I can mess up now. Which he's a brilliant man. He's not messing up anything, but I'm just talking about like the Kingdom Hearts storyline is so convoluted that it's just right now it's indecipherable.
I only played 1 and 2, so I have no idea what happened after that.
I've played 1, 2, and the Game Boy game Chain of Memories, and
Nah,
that game just pissed me off so much.
I
It's
heard
like,
that.
why are you making me card battle?
Ew.
Anyway, do you have any other?
No.
Okay, all right, mine next before we get off on another tangent. We have to talk. Next topic, it's probably gonna be, I don't know, me teaching you about Final Fantasy.
All right.
I gotta help you.
I need
All right, my
help.
favorite. Help!
Help.
Help! All right, my favorite animated movies are Mary and Max, which is one of my all-time favorite movies. I love it so much, and I would not let a child watch it. It's not a
No.
children's movie.
No, it's
They get into
not.
some pretty dark stuff. Um, but it's such an innocent film. Yeah, I'm gonna go to tell you guys about it. It's basically about a two friends. One's a little girl who lives in Australia. The other is um, a morbidly obese man living in New York, and he has Asperger's syndrome. And they basically become pen pals because she has no friends and she has nobody to ask her hard questions to. So she sends him letters and he writes her back, and they just become best friends by being pen pals. And it's such a beautiful movie. And
Mhm.
another thing is that it's stop motion, and I am a
Claymation.
sucker for stop motion and claymation.
Yeah.
It just, I don't know,
It's a
it could be
beautiful
any.
film.
It I love it so much.
It's in one of
I
my
love it.
categories, but
Yeah,
it's
down it's down below.
it's down below,
Uh
yeah.
The Last Unicorn, which I've already talked about, my childhood obsession and the bane of my parents' existence. And Ratatouille is probably my
Oh,
favorite Pixar film. I
it's such
love
a good
Ratatouille.
movie.
Ratatouille's great. I love it so much.
Ratatouille
All
is
right,
great.
now we're gonna go over horror movies. So tell me, what is your favorite horror movie? Parentheses S. Go.
So I kind of adapted mine because I don't watch like just horror movies like, Texas Chainsaw Massacre and stuff like that. I
Which is
watch
a good one.
Right, I've heard it's a classic. I've never seen it. I prefer supernatural horror movies.
Oh, okay.
So I
So you're
just
just kind of
yeah.
expanding on the
Yeah,
list.
I just like put a prefix to the horror. So like
Yeah.
yeah. So of those I narrowed it down to like 3. Again cheating. The Insidious trilogy of late.
Uh-huh.
Great, absolutely fantastic. And all of the Conjuring and movies associated with the Conjuring movies, those are also very well done and based on true stories. Also cool. And then, of course, a blast from my past when I watched when I was far too young. Signs. Definitely Signs.
Signs.
Yeah.
I remember Signs. I actually have a story to tell about Signs.
Go for it. Me too.
Yeah. I remember watching it with my dad and my brother and my cousin Brittany, and we was all sitting around watching Signs. And for some reason, once the movie was over, it was like, let's all make tinfoil hats like they do in the movie. So here's all three of us, and my dad just sitting around the kitchen table making tinfoil hats and just wearing them around the house.
That's precious.
That's that's still one of my favorite pictures that I have of my dad, is that he's just standing in the doorway with his goofy face wearing his tinfoil hat.
That's the best.
I know. That's
So
that's one of my favorite pictures of him.
that makes me very happy. Thank you for sharing
No.
that.
Oh, shut up. What's
No.
your What's your story?
So mine is decidedly different. This was the only movie to ever truly terrify me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it took me probably a span of 6 years from the first time I saw it to fully
Hmm.
see the entire movie without like covering my eyes or anything. Fun fact, more than most things, I'm terrified of aliens. And it's like I'm not scared of a lot of things, but I'm both fascinated and terrified by aliens.
Well, I think anybody who's smart would be because
Mm,
they're, yeah, aliens are not. No,
yeah.
no.
I mean yeah, it's whole scientific mess there. But my story behind that is I watched it when I was in grade school. I don't know specifically what grade it was, but
You were young.
I
You
was
were young.
young. It was one of the first like scary movies my mom let me watch.
Hmm.
Cuz it's not like it doesn't have much gore or anything else
Yeah,
like
it's
that.
not
It's
really a
very suspenseful.
traditional scary movie.
Yeah.
It wasn't traditional. It's like, okay, she could handle this. This is
Right.
fine. No,
So
it's not fine.
we're watching it and it's late at night. My stepdad's off on a business trip. It's just me and my mom in this old ass colonial house in New York, right?
Hmm.
First of all, this house was haunted.
Oh my God.
Okay, but that's unrelated. So spooky things happened in this house frequently because it was old. It was like abolitionist kind of old house with hidden hideaways and stuff. And so we get like halfway through the movie and it's getting really climactic. We got to the point of like a little bit after the Mexican birthday party scene, which
Oh
was the
yes.
longest part that was the part that took me the longest to actually watch, and it still gives me the heebie-jeebies when I see it.
The,
I
the
had
hibbity
I
jibbities.
had the full body shudder of just ooh. Um
It was very unexpected. I remember that scared the crap out of me when I saw it too.
well we had to pause it halfway through because my mom was getting scared, and my mom never got scared, right? So I'm going,
Yeah.
why are you scared? As a kid, and my mom's like, oh no, it's fine, we'll just finish it in the morning when it's light outside.
And you're like, what?
And I was like, okay, okay. And I was like, I'd like a resolution, but it's actually a good thing because, like, if I had watched that scene with the coal shaft in the basement at nighttime, I wouldn't have slept for a week. But
Oh, you poor thing.
oh my god, it's horrifying. But but we pause it, right? It's pitch black outside. It's got to be like almost midnight, right? And my mom goes, oh shoot, I didn't lock the truck. Okay, this is the 90s, right? So you can't just hit the button from inside your house and expect it to actually lock your vehicle.
No, you have to actually go out there
Yeah, you have to
and
be within
manually lock it.
like 10, 15 feet of your vehicle to get the thing to go off. But we didn't even have that. We had to go out and do the actual lock.
Yes, I remember that.
So my mom goes, I don't want to go outside. Will you go lock the truck?
Now that's just mean.
And I was like, no. That was the first time I ever told my mother no.
That's just mean.
I was like, no, I'm not gonna do it. Needless to say, the truck did not get locked because she didn't want to go out either.
It'd be like, we can go out together.
That's what I said. She's like, no, I don't want to go out there. And I'm like, well, then I'm not going out there. I was a smart little kid, all right? But,
Oh my goodness.
yeah, finished watching it the next morning. And, like, I remember when my stepdad got home from his business trip, he was all like, what the hell happened to you guys? Because we were really twitchy and we're like, oh, it's just a scary movie. He's like, what? Without me here?
Like, what's wrong with you people?
Well, I was like, it was
Oh my
scarier that
God.
way. I'm like, it was pretty scary. Anyway, that's my story.
Oh my God. Let me see. That's no.
Anyway,
All right. Well,
what about you?
ah, I see. Whenever you were talking about that, I remembered a movie that I wanted to add to my favorite movies of all time.
Uh-huh.
And it also goes into one of my favorite horror movies, even though it's nowhere near being scary at all. Troll 2. Troll 2.
Fantastic. I like specifically that it's the second one.
Because that has nothing to do with the first one. I'll have to tell you about this movie another time because it
Yeah.
is insane. It would take me the rest of our runtime to
We should
even
watch it.
go into it. Just know that the movie's called Troll 2 and it doesn't have any trolls in it.
What the? Why?
It's Troll 2. That's all
All
you need
right,
to know.
Troll 2. We'll
That's
watch
all
it
you need to
later.
know. Troll 2 is one of my favorite movies, and it's also one of my favorite horror movies, even though it's not scary in the slightest. Even though I've seen it once when I was a child, when I was just a wee little thing, it scared the bejesus out of me when I was a child. And then, you come back and you're like,
That was scary?
I was such a wuss. But as far as actual real horror movies, I would have to say one of my favorite horror movies ever is The Blair Witch Project.
Ooh, such a
I
good
remember
movie.
I remember getting, the family watching that, me, mama, brother, and papa. We got it on VHS. Yeah, y'all remember that VHS.
Yep.
And so it was like Halloween night when it came out. So, we got a VHS, we never really got any trick or treaters come out because we live like way out in the country. And so he's like, all right, let's watch this movie. I did not sleep that night. And I knew it wasn't real. It's not real. Even back then, I knew it wasn't real because you're not gonna, you can't put a snuff film into theaters.
No.
So yeah, I knew it was fake, but at the same time, it was done so well and so convincingly that it really messed with me.
I don't blame you at all. I saw that movie for the first time when I was somewhere in my 20s, early 20s, and that movie messed me up. Of course, my mom played a prank on me that night, too, when she found out that I was, house sitting alone at my grandparents' watching the Blair Witch Project in the middle of the boonies of North Idaho, and she drove like 30 minutes to come and pull a prank on me because she's evil. And I love her, but she's evil.
That is so messed up.
Oh, it was.
You and me need to have a talk after this.
Yeah.
Let's see. I think another movie that it's not one of my favorite horror movies, but another movie that didn't let me sleep after watching it was Paranormal Activity.
Ooh,
and I was
love
actually
all
a
of
grown
them.
up when I watched this.
Yeah.
The first Paranormal Activity, I watched this as a grown ass woman, and I didn't sleep that night.
It was done. It was well done. I liked it.
It was very well done. But back to the topic, my favorite horror movie or E's Blair Witch Project. I also love anthology horror films. I don't know what it is. I love anthology horror films. My favorite being the ABCs of Death, both 1 and 2, as well as others like VHS and the theater. Is it theater or theatra? Because it's spelled
It's
differently.
just theater.
Okay, the Theater Bazaar is actually a really good one too. Nice. But I love the ABCs of Death.
I couldn't make it through them.
Oh, you poor thing.
I know.
But like I'm telling, it gets worse. You stopped at D is for dog.
Yeah.
It gets much worse. Like L is for libido was probably the hardest one for a lot of people to watch.
And I already from what I made it 4 letters of the alphabet in, people. Like that's
and
it.
Me, I just sat there and I rewound it, watched it again. I was like, this is actually really good.
I mean, it was well done. I'm sure it's like great artistic value, but I can't stomach it.
I understand. D is for dog basically was, for those of you who don't know, it involved a guy beating up a dog, but it's not what you think it is. Everything was shot in slow motion. Yeah. So the woofer was actually, I saw like the behind the scenes where they're actually filming it, and the woofer was just playing with them.
Yeah.
But you don't know that when you watch it. But it was so well done because it was all shot in slow motion. It looked really cinematic. It's actually one of my favorites.
Yeah.
It's one that nearly killed her.
I didn't make it through it. I had to stop it halfway through, which was the worst thing I could have possibly done because it had a good resolution. But
it does. I'm not spoiling anything for you guys, but if you ever get a chance, definitely check out. I'm pretty sure they might have it on YouTube. D is for dog, ABCs of Death. So let's move on.
Yep. Favorite comedies.
I've already burned about 34 minutes. We're barely down this list.
I know we gotta like speed it up a bit here. So favorite,
we can speed it up here now. Definitely, my favorite comedy is Dumb and Dumber because my 2 brain cells love it.
Oh my god, that was one of my favorite movies between me and my dad. Like our comedies, we would watch it all the time. Yeah, me and my stepdad. It was Dumb and Dumber.
I used to watch that movie every day. I loved it. I didn't actually know that there was a cut version of the film. To be honest.
Yeah.
because I remember we had it on VHS
Hmm.
and it doesn't say anything on it, So I watched that for years
Yeah.
over and over again. And then when I actually, watched the real cut of it,
Yeah.
like the actual movie, I was like, I don't remember this happening. I
Yeah.
definitely don't remember that.
Yep,
So
for
I was like,
sure.
holy crap, I was watching like a clean version this whole time.
Mm. I have a couple, but I'm not going to get into them deeply. Besides, they're
Okay.
kind of classics. Anything Monty Python. Anything.
Oh, yes. Genius.
Anything. British comedy. Mwah. Um,
Mwah.
The Big Lebowski. I'm gonna stick that in comedy.
It's a comedy.
Young Frankenstein.
Ah,
Because
young
Gene Wilder is a
Frankenstein.
king.
He
Uh,
is. God bless him.
Blazing Saddles as well. Correlations there, people. Uh, and
Yes, yes,
Eight-Legged
yes.
Freaks. I think it's a
Oh,
comedy.
when you said freaks, it reminds
Eight-Legged
me of
Freaks.
eight-legged freaks, but I just concentrate on the word freaks. It reminds me of a comedy that I love that I totally forgot. I should have looked at my movie list. It's a movie called Freaked. Actually,
Freaks.
Freaked, and it's really good. It's
Nice.
so 90s, so like early 90s. It is. Oh, it's so cringy,
Yeah.
but it's so good.
I
I
feel like
love it.
I feel like Eight-Legged Freaks is definitely 90s comedy as well. Like wrapped up in a horror jacket because the
Oh
the
yeah,
spiders make Tarzan sounds when they're going down a zip line.
that's absolute perfection. Oh, another comedy movie that I love. I love Pauly Shore. I love Pauly Shore.
Ah,
So, one of my favorite Pauly Shore movies is Son-in-Law. I love that movie.
okay. Nice.
I love it. I love Pauly Shore. He's so funny.
Fantastic.
Okay, do you have any favorite
I
romances?
do.
Oh my god, let me go ahead and say this. I don't watch that shit. All right, go.
I don't watch it anymore, but I used to. Love Actually, one of the best like love movies ever. P.S. I
Mm,
Love You,
uh,
also really great. And then
mm,
every basic bitch, Titanic.
uh.
I
I
watched that
love
when I was a kid.
Titanic too.
Yeah.
I love Titanic. Not part two, there's no Titanic two. I love Titanic also.
We had the 4 VHS version
Oh,
of Titanic.
four. I remember we had a two
James
VHS.
James Cameron's uncut, like director's cut of Titanic.
Oh, we only had the baby two VHS
Nope.
collection.
We had to change the VHS 3 times.
That's too much Titanic.
Yeah,
I love that movie, but it's too much. No.
that was a lot. Yeah. It's
He
still
could have
not
fit on that board.
it's still not as much as Gone with the Wind, which is also
Oh,
excellent. My
I
grandmother has a director's cut of Gone with the Wind on VHS. It's 8.
I
8 VHS tapes.
I can't believe I didn't. This is why I should have done my research. Why didn't you tell me to look at my movie collection? All right, that's my favorite romance. It's Gone with the Wind. It's also one of my favorite movies in the world. I love it. I
Really?
love it so much. I do. It's
Oh,
one of my favorite
I love
movies. I
it.
love Gone with the Wind.
It's so good. It's
It
on
is
my list.
so good. Oh, God, Rhett Butler, man.
Oh, Rhett Butler. Yeah.
Oh, Scarlett, you bitch.
Yep. I've also seen Gone with the Wind 2.
Oh, man, screw that. No.
Whew.
No, she had. Margaret Mitchell had nothing to do with that.
I know.
I read the book. The book was okay, but
Yeah. All right.
I love Gone with the Wind.
It's so good.
I know. All right, you got any favorite action movies? Once again, I don't watch action movies. I told y'all I'm picky. I don't like a lot of things. I don't do the whole Michael Bay explosions, pow pow gun chases. So, what's your favorite action movie if you have one?
I love almost all action movies, like Bad
Oh
Boys,
my
Bad Boys
god.
2, all of those, 2012, Day After Tomorrow. And I stuck a Western movie in here because I couldn't figure out where
Yes.
else to put it. Quigley Down Under. Which is the best. Takes place in
my god.
Australia, but it's amazing.
You don't think. You don't say.
Did the
I
Down
was gonna
Under
think
part
it
not
took
give it
place
away?
in, I thought it was going to take place in San Diego or
Yeah,
something.
that's fair. Let me just go ahead and introduce the next one, which is science fiction, because I already know that you don't like science fiction.
No, I don't do the whole Star Wars.
Any and all Star Trek. I don't consider Star Wars science fiction, actually, and I'll defend that.
Wait, what?
I don't
Wait.
consider Star Wars science fiction. I
Oh, I thought you said any and all Star Trek. I don't consider Star Wars, and I was like, well,
well, of
that's kind of
course.
the thing, isn't it?
No,
You're
but
gonna have to, you're gonna have to go back and listen to this because
I
I'm
I
pretty sure
do.
that's what you said.
That's super confusing, isn't it? I had two thoughts overlap on each other again. Yeah.
But no, I don't watch any science fiction. But what were you saying about Star Trek not being Star Wars?
I was responding to what you had said. Um
Mm-hmm.
and it you'll hear it, don't worry. I was explaining that Star Trek, any and all Star Trek, is like favorite science fiction movies for me. Um
Ah,
and then you had said, I don't do Star Wars or anything like that. And I
and that
stopped
kind of
mid
threw you
sentence and I
off.
was like, well, I don't consider Star Wars science fiction. It's more
No, we're gonna have to
science
go back and listen to
fantasy.
this because I know what you said. Don't try to play it off now.
This
Oh,
is
I'm gonna
so
go back and
great.
listen to it. I'm gonna be the one looking like an idiot making something out of this. If it y'all will know because I'll probably put in the comments, yeah, Geo's just retarded, guys. Don't listen to her.
Oh no,
She doesn't
you
know what she's
poor
talking
thing.
about.
It could be me. Could be me,
She's
because my brain
she's
scrambles.
touched in the head.
You're special. We love
So
you.
special. So special.
All right, the other two, Pandorum, also could be considered horror, but I'm gonna throw it in with science fiction. And The Core. I like that movie. It's science fiction. It's fantastic. It takes place entirely on our own planet. Pretty cool.
Well, since you threw horror in there, if I had to pick any sci-fi film to watch, I would watch Event Horizon.
That's a good
You
one.
know, it is a good one.
Absolutely.
I like it. So, you got any favorite fantasy movies?
Fantasy movies. You just skipped right over musicals, ma'am.
Oh, I'm trying to avoid that. I know you got like 10 million of them.
No, I don't. I narrowed it down to 3.
That's so. I got one. Willy
And
Wonka in the Chocolate Factory.
and that's on my list as well.
Blah 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 blah. Wait. Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. There, I said it.
Yes.
Willy Wonka, and I'm talking about the Gene Wilder version. I don't. Bless Johnny Depp. He tried. I don't consider that a good Willy Wonka movie, though. I hated it. I went to the theater. I saw it. I wanted to walk out. I did not like it at all.
Oh, you poor thing.
At all.
I walked into it with expectations that it was going to not be anywhere near the same, and it was a very dystopian version of, that story.
Yeah, it's like Tim Burton sprayed Tim Burton all over it.
Which I like it for that reason, but it's not the same story.
It's not. I mean, it's supposed to have followed the books more, but I love the Gene Wilder version because it's so you never see the kids walk out.
Oh.
You never see the kids walk out.
So you like the Gene Wilder version because it's darker.
Even though it's more colorful, it's darker.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, they were in that tunnel and a chicken's head got it.
I hated that tunnel scene for a long time.
Oh God. I mean, that never really bothered me when I was scared and creeped out over everything that I was. I remember like a lot of kids saying, "Oh, I can't watch that scene. It scares me so much." With Gene Wilder just sitting there screaming at people on a boat. And I'm like, that's never really bothered me. It's kind of boring to me as a kid. I just wanted to go back to the Candyland.
It's fair. Let me loose.
But as far as musicals, I hate musicals. I can't stand a musical. They get on my nerves so much. The only musical I can stomach is Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, and it's such a great movie. I could watch that every day.
That's fair. I like Grease.
Oh God.
I know, which is like the worst musical for people who hate musicals. Like I feel like that's the reason why people hate musicals, but I love that movie.
Oh God.
Because I watched it with my stepdad all the time, and we would like sing along to it, and it was like, it was amazing. So
I have to reevaluate this friendship.
No, you don't. You love me. Shh. That's all you need to know.
Let me guess. Your next one is gonna be Les Mis.
No, actually, Phantom of the Opera, which is kind of a
Oh,
cheat
okay.
because it's an opera,
You
but
get a pass at that. You get a
yeah.
pass. It's a musical,
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, it's a classic. All right. You can pass on that.
Thank you.
You got another one for me?
No, I don't. That's it.
Oh, that was three. That's right.
Yeah. So,
Da, 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 da.
what's your favorite
Let's
fantasy movie, Panda?
Labyrinth. David
Yeah.
Bowie.
Yeah.
Oh God, I love that movie. Loved it as
So
a
good.
kid. It scared the crap out of me as a kid. That very beginning of the movie where she's wanting the goblins or the trolls or whatever to take her
Baby brother
take her
away?
baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, that scared the crap out of me when I was a kid.
Yeah, that's pretty horrifying.
I also love Pan's Labyrinth.
Oh my gosh, that's such a
That
good movie.
that movie would have messed me up if I had seen it as a child.
I watched that movie in high school for my Spanish class. At
It is a
school.
beautiful,
I can't
beautiful movie.
believe we were allowed to do that.
Hey, it's great.
It was great. Um, yeah. Any more?
Not as far as favorites
That's
for
fair.
fantasy for me. But
For
what about
me,
you?
Lord of the Rings,
No, who knew that?
Harry Potter,
Knew that.
The Chronicles of Narnia.
The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
Yep.
Do not cite the old magic to me, witch. I was there when it was written.
I'm also gonna stick Star Wars in there because it's more fantasy
That's
than
sci-fi.
science. It's not sci-fi.
It's sci-fi. It takes place in space. The ships go pew pew.
But you got things like the Force in there, which is very, very spiritual. And in science fiction, you really don't have any of that. So
I
I don't
thought it was
know.
midi-chlorians.
But what are midichlorians?
I was just expecting you to go ape shit. I was like, I expect you to go, shut up. Shut up.
I was gonna make you face your own question.
No, I said how to get on my husband's nerves. I'll just look at him and go midi-chlorians. And he's like, you stop that. I like, Han shot first. No, Greedo shot first.
Greedo
And he's like, you stop. I don't like Star Wars, but he does. So I know how to mess with him.
That's fair. No, I'm much more of a Trekkie than I am a Star Wars fan, so it doesn't
Yeah.
bother me.
Okay, well, I'll give you a pass at that. That can be both fantasy and sci-fi.
Mm-hmm.
All right, yeah, you win. I don't feel like arguing this. This is a losing battle.
Oh.
I'm not gonna. This isn't gonna be the hill I die on.
All right.
I'll let you keep that.
That's fair.
Okay.
Yeah.
You got any more favorite
Nope.
fantasy movies?
I mean, I'm sure there are, but I just can't think of them right now.
What's the saddest movie you ever saw?
Mary and Max, and I'm still salty about it.
We can't say anything about it. We're not going to spoil anything, but it does get pretty freaking sad. I love it.
That
though.
movie ruined me. I called you sobbing.
I was like, it's not that bad.
Yeah, it broke me.
You're
I don't
like,
know what
yeah.
it was, but it broke me.
God, don't. My saddest movies I've ever seen, and I hope to God you never see this movie, because if Mary and Max was enough to send you into crying hysterics, Grave of the Fireflies will kill you.
I've avoided it, yeah.
I love Grave of the Fireflies. Oh, it wrecks me every time. It's so beautiful, so sad. I love it so much, so much. One day you're gonna watch it with me.
Yeah, I will, but I'm only gonna watch it with you in person, so.
Schindler's List
sad.
is also one of my favorite,
Great movie.
sad movies. I love learning
amazing.
about anything Holocaust related.
Yeah.
So one of my bucket lists is actually to go visit Auschwitz before I die.
Yeah.
So I mean I love Schindler's List. It's so sad, so human. Oh, actually fun fact about that.
Yeah.
Did you know that Steven Spielberg, I don't think he ever finished like submitted a final for like his film school.
Oh yeah.
So he actually submitted Schindler's List as his final, like years and years later. He sent it to his teacher and his teacher passed him.
Oh my God, that's fantastic. How do you
You
not?
have to look it up because I'm paraphrasing here. I'm just remembering what I've read. So yeah, yeah, it's actually pretty awesome.
That's fantastic.
And Grave of the Fireflies is a Ghibli movie.
It
So and
is.
everybody loves Ghibli movies.
Right?
So my favorite Ghibli movies are, of course, Grave of the Fireflies
Mhm.
and Princess Mononoke.
Princess Mononoke was the first Ghibli movie I ever saw, and it's still my favorite.
It's the first Ghibli movie I ever saw, and I'm still simping over Ashitaka.
Oh, I mean, me too,
I'm
but
I'm still simping over him. Okay.
I'm still terrified of that boar covered in darkness.
Oh God,
Um,
so beautiful.
I
I love
know.
that movie so much.
Me too. As far as other Ghibli movies, Nausicaa in the Valley of the Wind is one of my favorites.
Oh, a classic.
Spirited Away.
I knew you were gonna say that one because that one is amazing. I love Spirited Away, but it's
And
not one of my favorites. But
yeah,
it's mwah, beautiful.
it is beautiful. And there is one other that isn't like the normal Ghibli style, but it is a Ghibli film. And I
Mm.
saw it at a local theater. Um, they were doing a special expo on it. The Tale of Princess Kaguya.
Oh yeah,
It's
I've
done
heard about
like
that.
Japanese ink paintings. That's the kind of
Mm-hmm.
animation style.
Yeah.
It is beautiful and the story is amazing. It was incredible, honestly, the whole thing. Just oof, 10 out of 10.
Just chef kiss.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Straight up.
Ah, so the whole reason we're on this topic of movies is because, like, late last week or earlier this week, me and Panda were talking, and she said that we're gonna. She was gonna watch a movie with her boyfriend and his friend, and I was like, "Oh, what are y'all watching?" She's like, "Oh, we're watching a scary movie." So, what movie are you watching? And so she told me was
The
like The
Conjuring
Conjuring.
3.
So I was like, I called them normies.
You did, yeah.
I was like, not gonna say it, but I called her an effing normie. And she's like, "What? It's scary." I was like, "That's not scary." And I was
Well,
like,
I
"Wait a
mean,
minute, wait a minute. We have two totally different ideas of what is scary. I don't really watch horror movies. I watch messed up movies.
yeah.
So there's a difference." I was like, "I'll give you that."
You watch
Like
movies that are banned in certain countries.
I do. It's like if I can't go to other countries with these movies, or else they're gonna throw me in jail.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's what kind of got us into this topic was that yeah, let's do movies because that way we could kind of compare what movies we have. Like it's different, and
Yeah.
you can see we like the same movies
Mhm.
and we differ on some.
Yep.
But one that I wanted to get into was that our differences on what is scary. Like I don't really, when I was, it's really weird because when I was a child, I could not watch a scary movie to save my life. Like I could not walk down the horror movie video rental aisle
Mhm.
because just being there would give me nightmares. And now here I am, sitting on the couch watching the most disturbing movies ever made. It's like, this was kind of
What
hyped
happened?
up for no. Yeah, it's like this is kind of hyped up for no reason. I watched a Serbian film and I
Oof.
felt nothing. And I was
Ooh.
like, because I was so hyped up. I was like, this is supposed to be the most messed up movie ever made. I got it. I'm watching it. And I'm like, well, this is a disappointment.
Meanwhile, I squealed at, in The Omen when dude got his head just shink. I was just like, "Oh my god." Yeah.
I've seen,
Yeah.
I told Panda, I have seen some things.
I mean, I'm a ruthless writer, but no.
It's different when you watch it.
I can't handle gore. I can't handle broken bones. I don't like anything to do with the fingernails. I don't. No.
Oh, yeah, I understand that. I
Uh-uh.
know. My thing is teeth.
Oh,
My
that
thing is
too.
teeth. I can't handle watching any injuries that have to do with teeth.
I'm way too empathic of a person to be able to handle that. I don't
You
like
would
watching
not
people get hurt.
you would not have liked my movie club that I had a while back.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Me and my friends, we had what was called in polite company, the messed up movie club. And what we would do is we we'd compile a list of all the messed up movies we could think of. Like I would go online and I would find the most disturbing movies ever made and I would pull from them and I would buy them like on Blu-ray or whatever I could get them on. And
Right.
then once a week we would meet, and my friend would make dinner
Mhm.
or we'd order out and we'd eat, we'd hang out, and we'd watch some messed up stuff. And then once the, you know, 5 or 6 week long gauntlet was over, we'd end it like on a comedy.
Uh-huh.
And, then we'd plan it for the next round.
Right.
Like we watched all kinds of stuff. We watched Salo, which is one of my favorite movies of all time, a Serbian film. We've watched Cannibal Holocaust, which
God.
is it's I think it's also considered one of the first found footage movies as well. It's basically a 70s Italian movie, and
Okay.
I think it got banned because there was actual on-screen animal death.
Oh,
So there's
no.
that. Oh God, a quick thing about Cannibal Holocaust. It was so realistic with their deaths that they did the whole Blair Witch thing where
Yeah.
they had the actors that were doing, the filming, they put them into hiding so people would actually believe they were dead.
Oh my gosh.
So when the movie came out and these guys, were just hiding out, they actually took the director of the film to court for murder because
Oh
they
my
actually thought
god.
these people were dead.
That's insane.
So they actually had to come out of hiding and be like, come to court and be like, yeah, no, it's a movie, dude. We're
Thanks. Thanks for
we're
breaking the
still
illusion.
we're still alive, we promise. And we watched all kinds of stuff like Pink Flamingos, which isn't really a scary movie. It's just messed up to watch Divine eat dog crap off the side of the sidewalk. I
Ugh.
told you, I've seen some things, man.
Ooh.
I've
No.
seen some things.
No, see, I watch movies to feel good. I don't. I'm not
I
trying
watch
to
movies.
explore the human complex. If I want to do that, I'll watch Hannibal. But like, no. Silence of the
um,
Lambs, man. But
out of
no.
out of all the movies that I've seen, and I know people will probably tell me, you need to watch Martyrs, you need to watch this, you need to watch this. I haven't gotten to those yet. But as far as all the movies that I've seen, as far as messed up movies,
Mhm.
the worst one I've seen is The Human Centipede 2.
Ew, God, just
Human
ew.
Centipede 1 wasn't bad. And I'll tell you this, it wasn't bad
I
because
haven't seen it.
it never shows you anything.
Well, I'm not
It's
gonna
more of
watch it.
it's more of the idea of it.
No. Mm-mm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-mm.
They show you the people, bound together, but there's bandages around them. So you never really see it.
It's
It's just
gross.
I know it's the idea of it. They tell you what's going on. They tell you what this is. You see them walking around, but they have bandages over them. It was the idea of it.
Yeah.
In Human Centipede 2, no, you see it. You see him actually doing this. There's no
Uh-uh.
bandages. It's in black and white.
Ew.
Dudes, I'm not gonna say it because I
Uh-uh.
don't want to gross you people out. You might be
Uh-uh.
eating. But just know you see everything, and I've seen some stuff.
Oh God, it's so
I've seen some shit, all right?
oof.
I'll have to tell you what I've seen and after this is over. No, I'm not
Mm.
gonna tell you. I'm not gonna tell you because you don't want to know. You don't want to know the things I've seen.
I'd listen if you wanted to talk, but yeah, no,
No, no, I'm not gonna do that to you.
oof.
Yeah, big oof. So yeah, we if it's not like a really messed up movie,
Yeah.
it's gonna be like a super depressing movie like Boy in the Striped Pajamas, which is also really messed up.
That was a very sad movie.
I love that movie. I showed it. I was like, when me and my husband were first dating, I was like, "You want to watch a movie with me?"
Oh
Made him
my
watch Boy
God.
in the Striped Pajamas, and he looked at me when it's over, and he goes, "Never again."
You don't get to pick the movies anymore.
He questions all my movies I pick now. He's like, "Can't,
Why
no,
you
can't do
make
this."
me cry? Why?
So that's the whole reason why we've done movies this week is because
Yeah, I'm a
my
weenie.
I no, you're not a weenie.
No.
You're not a weenie.
No, what I thought that I watched some like scary, I wasn't scared by very many horror movies and stuff like that. And I
Hmm.
met her and I just handed my crown over. Straight up handed my horror movie crown over. I was like, "Nah, I don't want it actually." I didn't
I
know
was
there was
like,
more.
like, just to leave you guys a thought on, she was telling me, it's like, oh, but this is so scary. And I'm like, girl,
Ew.
I have seen a woman bash her husband's with a cinder block and so blood came out. And
Ew.
then she cut off her own with a pair of scissors.
Ew. What? That's not family friendly.
I
Oof.
told you I've seen some stuff.
I believe you. That's so gross.
You guys won't know a word of what I just said, and that's what makes this even funnier. All right. On that note, that should just about wrap up for this week's episode. Thank you so much for joining us on this episode of Fruit Salad. What's today's mix?
The show that makes you feel better about yourself because, hey, at least you're not like us.
Yeah, at least you're not crazy like us.
Oh my god. Um, if you have something you'd like to hear us talk about, be sure to leave a comment below, or you can shoot us an email at fruitsalad.whatsthemix@gmail.com. Keep in mind that we don't want to discuss hot button topics, because we want to keep this fruity mix lighthearted and fun.
I know. I never agreed to that. All right. I have seen some shit. And y'all are going to hear about it.
I'm Tabby.
And I'm Gio. And we hope to see you beautifully demented people next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.